Want to know how I got out of debt? Well, it's all about budgeting. The key to making every penny count is to write it down, be that on a piece of paper, on a digital tracker, on an Excel spreadsheet, whatever floats your boat. But write down everything that you are going to be spending that month and do it in advance. The reason for doing it in advance is you then know how much money you've got for each of those particular items in your budget, and it makes it less likely that you're going to overspend. My budget has 4 sections: my fixed outgoings, my variable spending, my cash envelopes, and my debt or savings. Splitting it out in this way and having that visual really helps me when I'm doing my budgeting. If you've got debt, first thing I would do is write down your debt minimums. If you don't have debt, maybe think about some savings. The second thing I do is look at my fixed outgoings. These are all the bills that I need to pay. Things like my mortgage, water, gas and electric, my cat's insurance, and lots of other things. Once I've written all of those things down, I can then take my income for the month, minus off all of those fixed expenses, and it lets me know how much money I've got left to play with for all of the nice to have things. The columns that I have in my budgeting sheet are the date things go out, a description of the item, the budget, so what I'm expecting it to be. I then have a column for actual, and actual is when that bill has gone out or when I have finished the month and spent the money, I pop in the amount, and then a column for remaining so I can see whether I'm over or under budget. Now I've worked out my fixed outgoings as well as anything going towards savings and debt, I minus that all off of my income figure and I can see what I have got left for all of my variable spending. My variable spending is split into 2 sections, my cash envelopes and then a variable spending section. The reason I do this is because I do a part cash, part card budget. The last section I do, once all of the bills, savings, debt, and essentials such as food are sorted, is move on to my variable spending. I have a few categories here: travel, cats, self-care, any events that happen during the month, any social activities that I have planned that I need to pay for in advance, and I always make sure I give myself a bit of a buffer just in case, because we all love a takeaway, right? I typically work out my buffer by, once everything is plotted, adding everything up, seeing what's left, and then using that amount so that I have a zero-based budget. If it's more than I necessarily need, I can put it towards savings or do something else with it. This month, there's an extra £200 out of my income. So at the moment, I've just written that at the bottom of the budget and I will think about what I want to do with that. It leaves me with a buffer of around £77, which I think is pretty good going. What do you think to the way that I budget? How does it compare with yours?